Are you ready to step into your purpose? No, really, are you ready? Ready to wake up every morning with unshakable faith, unstoppable fire, and a relentless drive to walk in the greatness God has placed within you? Because let me tell you, this is not just another message. This is a divine wake-up call, a moment of truth. If you're tired of feeling stuck, if you know deep inside that you're meant for more, then listen closely. I'm about to give you 9 unshakable truths, powerful declarations that will rewire your mind, fuel your soul, and position you for the life God has already written for you. And before we dive in, I want to hear from you. Drop a 777 in the comments if you know this message is speaking directly to you. Let's claim this breakthrough together. Let's rise. Let's step into the life we were always meant to live. Number 1, I am the best. You are the best because you decide to be. This isn't arrogance. This is belief. A belief so strong that it shifts the way you move, the way you think, the way you show up in this world. You were created for something greater, something bigger than where you are right now. And the moment you wake up and tell yourself, I am the best, you are not making a comparison. You are making a declaration. Being the best isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about being the best version of you. The one who shows up, the one who pushes through, the one who refuses to let fear, doubt, or the opinions of others dictate their destiny. Because trust me, the world will try to tell you that you're not enough. It will whisper lies that make you question your worth. But when you know who you are, when you know that God has placed greatness inside of you, you walk differently. You stop seeking validation from people who don't see your vision. You stop apologizing for your ambition. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Instead, you stand tall. You move with confidence. You walk into every space knowing you belong, not because you're perfect, but because you're committed to becoming everything God has called you to be. And that's the difference. Being the best doesn't mean flawless. It means relentless. It means choosing growth over stagnation, courage over comfort, faith over fear. It means deciding every single day that you will show up with excellence, not to prove anything to anyone else, but to honor the potential God placed inside you. So say it. I am the best. Not because you need to be seen, not because you need approval, but because you refuse to settle for less than what you were created for. And if you're ready to step into that truth, drop a yes in the comments. Let the world know you're done playing small. You are here to be great. Number 2, I can do anything. Fear is a liar. You were made to conquer. Too many people live trapped inside their own minds, shackled by the words, I can't. They build invisible walls around their potential, convincing themselves that success is reserved for others. But hear me, those walls are not real. They are illusions designed by fear to keep you small. And today, they come down. You can. You were built to. The only limits in your life are the ones you refuse to break. The moment you tell yourself, I can do anything, something shifts. Doors that once seemed locked begin to open. Roads that once looked impossible begin to clear. But listen, success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking imperfect action. It's about stepping out when fear tells you to sit down. It's about speaking when doubt tells you to stay silent. Look at every person who has ever achieved greatness. They didn't start with all the answers. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They moved, despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the voices telling them it wouldn't work. Because fear is nothing more than a test. It stands at the door of your destiny, waiting to see if you'll turn back or if you'll push through. Every time you say, I can, you weaken its grip. Every time you take action, even when it scares you, you prove that you are bigger than the obstacles in front of you. So don't just sit and dream, do. Success isn't built in giant leaps. It's built in the small, relentless steps forward. Day by day, inch by inch, decision by decision. Erase I can't from your vocabulary. Replace it with unwavering belief, backed by relentless action. Because when you move with faith, when you act in courage, when you refuse to let fear dictate your future, nothing can stop you. Number 3, my future is bright. Are you walking in darkness while your future is already shining? Tell me, how many times have you let a storm convince you the sun was gone? How many times have you looked at your struggle and thought, this is it. This is all there is. But let me remind you of something powerful. Clouds may cover the sky, but they can never erase the sun. Too many people live their lives staring at the darkness, convinced that what they see now is all that will ever be. But hear me, your future is already shining. God has already written a story of victory over your life, but you have to claim it. Look at Joseph, thrown into a pit, betrayed, imprisoned, yet his future was a throne. Look at David, overlooked, underestimated, a shepherd boy in the field, but his future was a kingdom. The struggles you face today are not a sign of defeat, they are the setup for elevation. So say it, my future is bright. Say it even when your circumstances don't match your faith. Say it when you feel like quitting. Say it when life tries to convince you otherwise. Because here's the truth, where you are right now is not your final destination. Your pain is temporary. Your failures are lessons, not labels. Every setback is setting the stage for a comeback that will make sense of everything you've been through. You are not stuck. You are not forgotten. You are in the middle of a process that will lead you straight into the purpose God has for you. And listen to me, every storm runs out of rain. Every dark season has an expiration date. And when the clouds clear, when the breakthrough comes, you'll see it. The sun never left. Your future has been shining this entire time. Now, the question is, do you believe it? If you do, drop "I claim it" in the comments. Let the world know your best days are ahead. Number 4, I am getting better each day. Your struggles are the foundation of your success. Let me tell you something, progress isn't about perfection. It's about movement. It's about showing up, pushing forward, and refusing to stay where you were yesterday. You are being built. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you push through, it's not here to stop you. It's here to shape you. Think about the foundation of a great building. Before the masterpiece rises, before the world sees its glory, the ground must be dug deep. The structure must be reinforced. And that's exactly what's happening in your life. The struggle you're facing now is not a sign of failure. It's proof that something greater is being built. Look at Moses. Before leading a nation to freedom, he was exiled in the wilderness. Look at Job. Before receiving double for his trouble, he lost everything. Your pain is not pointless. Your hardships are not in vain. They are the chisels in the hands of God, shaping you, refining you, making you ready for the blessing He has already prepared. So say it, I am getting better each day. Say it even when you don't see the progress. Say it when you feel like nothing is changing. Because growth isn't always obvious, but it's happening. Every lesson, every hardship, every setback is another brick in the foundation of your future success. And here's the truth. The enemy wants you to quit before you see the breakthrough. He wants you to believe that struggle means stop. But warriors don't stop when the battle gets tough. They press on. Champions don't quit when the weight feels heavy. They push harder. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you are on your way. And when the dust settles, when the foundation is set, when the structure of your destiny finally rises, you will look back and realize every storm, every tear, every late night was building you. So keep going. Keep growing. Number 5, I will work hard. Do you really want success? Or do you just like the idea of it? Because if you truly want it, there's something you need to understand. There are no shortcuts. No one wakes up one day and finds themselves at the top. Every great achievement is built on sweat, discipline, and relentless effort. Look at David before he became king. He didn't walk straight to the throne. He was anointed, yet he had to go through battles, rejection, and years of preparation before stepping into his destiny. Why? Because success must be earned. If you want something, you have to be willing to work for it, to fight for it, to push through when everything inside you screams to quit. So tell yourself every morning, I will work hard. Say it until it becomes the foundation of your mindset. Because while others are making excuses, while they're waiting for the perfect moment, you'll be grinding, learning, evolving. Success doesn't come to the lazy, it comes to the relentless. And yes, you will have days when you want to quit. You will have moments where the weight feels unbearable. But let me tell you something. The ones who make it are the ones who refuse to stop. They push through the exhaustion, through the failures, through the moments when nothing seems to be working. Look at Noah. He built the ark before the flood came. He didn't wait for rain. He prepared in obedience, even when people mocked him. That's the kind of discipline success requires. It's not about waiting for opportunities. It's about preparing for them. You need to understand something. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You might not be the most gifted. You might not have the best resources, but if you outwork everyone else, if you show up every single day with discipline and faith, success will find you. God honors the diligent. But hear me, success isn't just about working hard. It's about working consistently. Anyone can push themselves for a week, but real success comes to those who stay the course. The grind may be tough, but the reward is worth every drop of effort. So don't look for the easy way out. Don't chase shortcuts, because shortcuts never lead to lasting success. Instead, commit. Commit to your vision. Commit to the process. Commit to the calling that's been placed on your life. And when the moment comes, when the breakthrough arrives, you will know it wasn't luck. It was preparation. It was perseverance. It was faith meeting action. Now, I want you to declare it. I will work hard. I will stay the course. I will not quit. If this message speaks to you, drop "I'm ready" in the comments. Let the world know you are stepping into your next level, not by chance, but by choice. Number 6, no excuses. Excuses are the chains that keep you locked out of your own destiny. Every time you say, "I can't," you're handing over the key to your future. Every time you say, "It's not the right time," you're closing the door that God has already opened for you. Listen to me. You're not too tired. You're not too busy. You're not too old. You're not too young. You are not lacking. You are not behind. You are not incapable. The only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't move forward. And today, that story ends. Life is not waiting for you to be ready. It's happening right now. Doors are opening. Opportunities are unfolding. The question is, will you step up or will you step back? Because every excuse you make is another delay. Every time you justify an action, you push your success further into the future. But those who rise, those who walk in purpose, those who fulfill their calling, they don't make excuses. They find solutions. Look at Moses. When God called him, what did he do? He gave excuses. "I'm not a good speaker. What if they don't believe me?" But what did God say? "I will be with you." And that was all that mattered. Moses could have stayed in his doubt, but he chose obedience. And because of that, he led a nation to freedom. What about you? Are you letting your excuses keep you from stepping into what God has prepared for you? Are you letting fear, doubt, or comfort hold you back? Successful people don't sit around waiting for the perfect conditions. They move forward even when it's hard, even when it's uncertain, even when they don't have all the answers. Because here's the truth, there is no perfect moment. There is only now. So today, I need you to make a decision. Will you keep making excuses? Or will you take ownership of your life and start finding solutions? Because every moment you wait, every time you hesitate, you are robbing yourself of the greatness that is already yours. This is your moment. This is your time. No more waiting. No more excuses. No more delays. The life you've been praying for is already within reach, but you have to move. Number 7, I was born to do great things. You were chosen for more. Step into your greatness. Do you feel it? That stirring deep inside you? That unshakable knowing that you were meant for something greater? That's not your imagination. That's purpose calling your name. You were not placed on this earth to simply exist. You were not created to blend in. You were chosen. Chosen to rise. Chosen to lead. Chosen to step into a destiny that is bigger than anything you can see right now. But here's the truth. Greatness comes at a cost. Every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt, it's not here to stop you. It's here to shape you. Because those who are called to something greater must first be tested. The struggle you're facing is not a roadblock, it's a proving ground. Just like David had to face Goliath before stepping into his kingship, just like Joseph had to endure the pit before the palace, your trials are nothing more than a setup for your elevation. This is where many give up. They see the pain and think, maybe I'm not meant for more. They see the obstacles and think, maybe this isn't my path. But listen to me. Those thoughts are lies. If you weren't destined for something greater, the enemy wouldn't be fighting so hard to stop you. The fact that you are facing resistance is the very proof that you are on the right path. But here's the key. You must decide. Will you shrink back in fear? Will you let the weight of the challenge convince you to stay small? Or will you rise? Will you embrace the fire, knowing that it is refining you, preparing you, strengthening you for the level you were born to walk in? Because let me tell you something. Chosen ones don't retreat. They rise. You were created with a purpose so unique, so powerful, that no one else can fulfill it but you. The gifts inside you, the calling over your life, the dreams placed in your heart, they are not random. They were woven into your very being by the hands of God Himself. And every single day, you have a choice to walk in that calling or to let fear and doubt keep you from stepping into the greatness that is already yours. So I need you to say this out loud. I am chosen. I am equipped. I am ready. Because you are. And when you finally embrace it, when you finally stop waiting for permission and start walking in your purpose, that's when everything shifts. This is your moment. Step into your destiny. If you feel this message in your spirit, drop "I am chosen" in the comments. Share this with someone who needs a reminder of their purpose. Because today is the day you claim your greatness. Number 8. People's opinions don't affect me. Have you ever noticed what happens when you decide to live life on your terms? When you step outside the lines, when you refuse to conform, when you start chasing something bigger than what the world expects, people start talking. They criticize. They doubt. They whisper behind your back. And for some reason, you start questioning yourself. But here's the truth you need to understand. Their opinions don't define you. Your commitment does. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Their words cannot stop your grind. Their opinions cannot rewrite your destiny. And yet, too many people spend their lives trying to gain approval from those who have no stake in their success. Why? Why do we let the voices of the crowd drown out the calling in our hearts? Why do we hesitate, waiting for validation from people who don't have the vision God placed inside of us? The greatest trap in life is seeking acceptance instead of walking in purpose. Because if you live for their applause, you will die by their criticism. But when you stand firm, when you commit to your mission with unshakable faith, no amount of noise can shake you. Look at Noah. When he built the ark, they mocked him. When David stood before Goliath, they doubted him. When Jesus Himself walked among men, He was rejected. But did that stop them? No, because they weren't moved by public opinion. They were driven by divine purpose. And that's the difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck. The ones who rise are not the ones with the most approval. They are the ones with the most commitment. So ask yourself, are you waiting for permission to be great? Are you looking for validation before you step into what you know you're meant to do? Because if you are, you'll be waiting forever. The world will always have something to say. There will always be doubters, always be critics, always be people who project their own fears onto you. But here's what you must remember. You were not called to fit into their expectations. You were called to rise beyond them. So block out the noise. Focus on your path. Move with confidence, knowing that success is not given to those who seek approval. It is given to those who refuse to quit. Number 9. Life is precious. Let me ask you something. If today were your last, would you be proud of how you spent it? Would you look back and see purpose, joy, and impact? Or would you see wasted moments, drained by negativity, distractions, and things that never truly mattered? Life is precious. Every second is a gift. And yet, too many people throw it away on things that add nothing to their future. They entertain toxic conversations, engage in pointless battles, and invest their energy into negativity that only pulls them down. But hear me, you don't have time for that. You weren't created to waste your days on frustration, comparison, or regret. God gave you a purpose, a mission, a reason to wake up every morning. So why would you let anything steal that from you? Negativity is a thief. It robs you of your focus, your peace, and your energy. And if you're not careful, it will rob you of your destiny. That's why you must be intentional about what you allow into your life. Guard your space. Protect your mind. Be ruthless with your time. Jesus Himself set the example. He didn't waste time arguing with those who doubted Him. He didn't sit around defending Himself to people who would never understand. He stayed focused on His mission. And that's exactly what you need to do. Because the truth is, what you focus on expands. If you focus on negativity, you will see more of it. If you surround yourself with people who complain, doubt, and criticize, their energy will become yours. But if you choose to fill your life with purpose, passion, and gratitude, your world will transform. So today, make a decision. Decide that your time is too valuable to waste on anything that doesn't push you forward. Let go of the things, the people, and the distractions that do nothing but drain you. Because at the end of your life, you won't wish you had spent more time arguing, worrying, or doubting. You will wish you had spent more time living. Wake up with gratitude. Move with purpose. Protect your peace. And never forget, life is too short to be anything but your best. I will choose growth over comfort. There's a battle happening inside you. A war with no guns, no explosions, but one that determines your destiny. On one side is comfort, sweet, easy, always calling you back to the warmth of your bed, your old habits, the path of least resistance. On the other side is growth, rough, uncertain, full of challenges, but the only road to greatness. And every single day, you have to choose. Because listen, comfort is a trap. It's the safe zone most people choose because it demands nothing from them. It doesn't push, it doesn't challenge, it doesn't make you sweat. But it also doesn't give you anything worth having. You can't become strong while clinging to ease. You can't build a life worth remembering if you're not willing to break through your limits. Look at history. Has anyone great ever achieved success by taking the easy road? No king ever claimed his throne without a battle. No athlete ever reached glory without sweat, blood, and tears. No leader ever changed the world without stepping into the unknown. And neither will you. Every day, you have two choices: stay locked inside your cocoon or break free and become the butterfly you were meant to be. But the truth is, too many people live their entire lives only to die inside that cocoon. They choose comfort over growth, safety over potential, the smooth road over the one that leads to the summit. They never try, never fail, never push through the hard days. And in the end, they settle for an average life, an abandoned dream, a heart that never truly lived. But that's not you. You weren't born to live an ordinary life. You weren't put on this earth just to exist. You were made to break barriers, to conquer, to expand beyond every limit you've ever known. And that only happens when you step outside your comfort zone and embrace the struggle. Do you remember the last time you did something that scared you? The last time you walked into a room where you weren't sure you belonged, but you held your head high anyway? The last time you tried something new, not knowing if you'd succeed, but you dove in with everything you had? That's when you were growing. That's when you were truly alive. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from those moments when your muscles shake from exhaustion, but you push for one more rep. It comes from when your voice trembles, but you speak up anyway. It comes from the sleepless nights chasing a dream, even when no one else believes in you. It comes from stepping into the dark, not knowing what's ahead, but trusting that the light is waiting for you at the end. Every success has a price, and that price is sacrificing temporary comfort for long-term greatness. It means giving up old habits that no longer serve you. It means accepting failure as part of the process. It means being willing to feel uncertain, unprepared, not good enough, but still moving forward. Comfort whispers, stay here, don't change, don't try, don't risk it. Growth shouts, keep going, take the leap, fail, get up, do it again. Which voice are you going to listen to? And let me make this clear. Everything you want is on the other side of comfort. Your body gets stronger when you push it past its limits. Your mind gets sharper when you challenge it with new things. Your dreams only become reality when you refuse to let fear hold you back. So starting today, choose the harder path. Choose to train when you don't feel like it. Choose to work when you want to quit. Choose to learn when you want to relax. Choose growth over comfort. Because every time you do, you are moving closer to the strongest version of yourself. Look at your life and ask yourself, how do you want to be remembered? As someone who lived fully, took the challenges, took the risks, and achieved greatness? Or as someone who chose comfort, drifted through life, and left no mark? You get to decide. And that decision starts now. Will you choose growth or comfort? I control my reactions. Twakim Sot Fan Unqua Min. There are two things in life: what happens to you and how you respond to it. You don't always control the first. The world is unpredictable. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. Life will throw punches when you least expect it. But the second? That's all yours. And that's where power lies. Not in controlling everything around you, but in controlling yourself. Because in every moment of frustration, anger, or fear, you have a choice: react or respond. The problem, the illusion of control. Most people live under an illusion. They think if they just try hard enough, plan carefully enough, or work long enough, things will always go their way. And when they don't, they break. They lash out. They let one bad moment ruin an entire day, one setback derail an entire journey. They give their power away, to circumstances, to people, to emotions. But let me tell you something. Life doesn't care about your plans. It will test you, shake you, push you to the edge. And the only thing that separates the strong from the weak is how they respond. Look around. The most successful people in the world aren't the ones who never face hardship. They're the ones who refuse to let hardship define them. They don't let anger dictate their words. They don't let fear dictate their decisions. They don't let failure dictate their future. The tension, when emotions take over. You felt it before. That heat rising in your chest when someone disrespects you. That frustration boiling over when things don't go as planned. That impulse to lash out, to react, to match fire with fire. That's the test. Because the moment you lose control of your reaction, you lose control of yourself. You let a situation dictate your mood. You let someone else's negativity become your own. You let anger, resentment, and frustration pull you down to a level that isn't yours. And that's exactly how people stay stuck. They live on autopilot, letting their emotions run the show. They react to everything: traffic, bad news, criticism, rejection, without realizing that every reaction is a choice. The climax, breaking the cycle. But what happens when you take that power back? What happens when you decide, right now, that nothing and no one can control how you feel unless you allow it? You become untouchable. You walk through storms without flinching. You face criticism without losing your confidence. You hear no and keep going like you heard yes. Because here's the truth. Control over your reaction is control over your life. You don't let anger consume you. You channel it into action. You don't let fear paralyze you. You use it as fuel. You don't let setbacks break you. You let them build you. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Not talent, not luck, not circumstances, but discipline. The discipline to breathe when you want to explode, to think when you want to react, to choose strength when weakness feels easier. The solution, mastering yourself. So how do you take control? How do you train yourself to respond instead of react? Pause before you act. Every time you feel emotions rising, stop. Breathe. Buy yourself 5 seconds. Those 5 seconds can be the difference between success and regret. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Most things don't. The rude comment, the delayed flight, the unexpected problem. Will this matter in a day, a week, a year? If not, let it go. Choose the response that serves you. You can complain or you can adapt. You can get angry or you can learn. You can stay bitter or you can move forward. Choose wisely. Lead, don't follow. Weak people follow their emotions. Strong people lead them. Be the master, not the servant, of your own mind. Use your energy on what actually matters. You have too much to build, too much to achieve, too much life ahead to waste it on petty battles. Redirect that energy where it counts. The transformation, becoming unshakable. When you control your reactions, you control your destiny. No more wasted time on meaningless fights. No more regret over words spoken in anger. No more being thrown off course by minor inconveniences. You become the person who walks through chaos with a calm mind, who stands strong when others crumble, who doesn't break under pressure but thrives in it. Because the world doesn't slow down for you. People won't always be kind. Things won't always go your way. But if you can control your reaction, nothing can stop you. And when the storm comes, when life tries to shake you, when people try to get under your skin, you'll smile. Because you know the truth. They don't control you. The situation doesn't control you. Your emotions don't control you. You do. How many times have you told yourself, I'll do it tomorrow? How many dreams have you placed on the shelf, thinking, one day, when the timing is right? Listen to me. The graveyard is filled with dreams that never saw the light of day. Not because they weren't possible, not because the people who carried them weren't capable, but because they waited too long. There is no perfect moment. There is no ideal opportunity. There is only now. The Bible says, do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Proverbs 27 verse 1. Yet, so many people act like they have all the time in the world. They hesitate, overthink, procrastinate, believing there will always be another chance. But life doesn't wait. Purpose doesn't wait. If God has placed something in your heart, it's because He intends for you to act on it. The enemy of action, delay, and fear. What stops people from moving? Fear, doubt, excuses, the lie that says, I'm not ready yet. But let me tell you something. If God has called you to it, you are ready. Moses didn't feel ready when God called him to lead the Israelites. He said, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh?" Exodus 3 verse 11. But God didn't ask Moses if he felt qualified. He commanded him to go. David wasn't ready when he faced Goliath. He didn't have armor. He didn't have experience. But he had faith, and faith was enough. He ran toward the battle while others cowered in fear. What about you? Are you waiting for everything to be perfect before you move? Are you waiting for the right people, the right conditions, the right level of confidence? Because that moment will never come. Ecclesiastes 11 verse 4 says, "Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap." If you're always waiting for the perfect conditions, you will never take action. The world belongs to those who step out in faith, not those who sit back and analyze. The truth: faith requires movement. James 2 verse 17 declares, "Faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead." You can talk about your dreams. You can pray about your future. But if you refuse to take steps, your faith is empty. God didn't create you for a life of hesitation. He didn't put greatness in you so that you could sit on it. You were made to build, to create, to step out boldly, knowing that He is with you. Jesus didn't say, "Sit back and wait until you feel ready." He said, "Go." Matthew 28 verse 19. He said, "Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened." Matthew 7 verse 7. Notice that every command is an action. Ask, seek, knock. You don't receive if you don't move. When Peter saw Jesus walking on water, he could have stayed in the boat, waiting for confirmation that it was safe. But instead, he stepped out. He moved. He took action. And because of that, he walked on water. What miracles are you missing because you refuse to step out? What blessings are you delaying because you are trapped in hesitation? The command: move now. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118 verse 24. This is the day, not tomorrow, not next week, not some future version of you. Today, your destiny is not waiting in the distance. It's in the decisions you make right now. Every day that you delay is a day wasted. Every excuse you make is a step further from your calling. You weren't created to sit on your potential. You were created to move mountains. God didn't give you gifts for you to bury them in the ground. Remember the parable of the talents, Matthew 25 verses 14 to 30? The servant who hid his talent and did nothing with it was rebuked. But the ones who took action, invested, and multiplied what they were given, they were rewarded. So what are you doing with what God has given you? The transformation: become a person of action. From this moment on, make a decision. I will not wait. I will not delay. I will take action now. No more procrastination. Stop saying, "one day." Make it day one. No more excuses. If it's in your heart, it's there for a reason. Move. No more fear. If God is for you, who can be against you? Romans 8 verse 31. Stop talking about it. Stop waiting for permission. Stop overthinking. Start doing. Because listen, success isn't waiting for you. Opportunities aren't sitting around, hoping you'll show up. The kingdom of God is advanced by those who step out in faith, not by those who sit in fear. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10. God has already given you what you need. He has already set the path before you. The only thing missing is your decision to act. So choose. Right now, move. Step forward. Take the risk. Take the leap. Because the only thing standing between you and your destiny is the action you refuse to take. Happiness. It's not just for a select few. It's not reserved for the lucky, the wealthy, or the ones who seem to have it all together. Happiness is yours. You were born to experience it, to live in it, to embrace it without guilt or hesitation. You deserve happiness, not as a reward, not as an exception, but as your birthright. Too many people go through life believing they have to earn joy, that it comes only after they've struggled enough, sacrificed enough, proved themselves enough. But let me tell you something. Happiness is not a prize at the end of suffering. It is a gift given freely to those who choose to claim it. You were never meant to live in misery. Somewhere along the way, you may have been told that life is about enduring, about surviving, about making it through another day. Maybe you've been made to believe that happiness is selfish, that it's something to be postponed until you've worked hard enough, suffered long enough, or made everyone else happy first. But that is a lie. You were not created just to exist. You were not placed on this earth to simply grind through your days, carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. God's plan for you is not one of endless struggle. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Did you hear that? A hope, a future. That is your portion. That is what you were meant to step into. So why are you settling for anything less? Why are you allowing guilt, doubt, or fear to rob you of what is already yours? The turning point, claiming your joy. Happiness does not belong to those who wait for it. It belongs to those who decide to take it. It belongs to those who wake up and say, "This is my time. This is my life. I refuse to waste another moment in sadness, in regret, in waiting for something that is already mine." Look around. How many people are letting life pass them by, drowning in stress, convinced that happiness is always just out of reach? How many people postpone their joy, saying, "I'll be happy when I get the promotion. I'll be happy when I meet the right person. I'll be happy when life slows down"? Let me tell you something. If you are always waiting for happiness, you will never have it. Happiness is not in some far-off destination. It is here, now, in this moment, and it is waiting for you to step into it. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Psalm 118 verse 24. Not tomorrow, not when things get better. Today, the unstoppable transformation, living in joy. When you understand that happiness is yours, everything changes. You stop chasing it and start living it. You stop looking outside for permission and start drawing from within. And here's the secret. Happiness is not found in what you have. It is found in who you are becoming. You are becoming someone who refuses to live in the shadows of doubt and guilt. You are becoming someone who wakes up with gratitude, knowing that each day is a gift. You are becoming someone who chooses joy, not because life is perfect, but because joy is your power. God did not create you to walk in sorrow. He did not design you to carry a heart full of regrets. He called you into joy. He called you into abundance. He called you into a life where happiness is not a rare visitor, but a permanent resident. The joy of the Lord is your strength. Nehemiah 8 verse 10. Joy is not weakness. Joy is not an afterthought. Joy is strength. When you walk in happiness, you walk in power. When you claim your joy, you claim your authority over life's circumstances. The enemy wants you to believe that you don't deserve it, that you must struggle, that you must settle, that you must wait. But I am here to tell you that your waiting ends today. The moment of decision. Step into your happiness. Right now, in this very moment, make a decision. I will no longer postpone my happiness. I will no longer let circumstances steal my joy. I will no longer allow guilt, fear, or past mistakes to dictate my future. Happiness is mine, not later, now. And when you claim it, the world around you shifts. The weight on your shoulders lifts. The chains that held you back break. Because you were never meant to live in sadness. You were meant to thrive. You were meant to shine. You were meant to wake up every day with a heart full of joy. And that joy, it is already inside you. So rise. Take hold of it. Let it fill you, move you, transform you. Because today, you walk in happiness, not as a dream, not as a reward, but as the unshakable truth of who you are. A person worthy of joy, a person who deserves happiness, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can take that away from you. What will remain of you when you're gone? Not your money, not your possessions, not the titles you held. What remains is the impact you made, the lives you touched, the difference you created in this world. That is your legacy. And whether you realize it or not, you are building it right now. Every word you speak, every action you take, every decision you make, it's shaping the story that will be told about you long after you're no longer here. The question is, will it be a story worth remembering? The foundation, a life that matters. Some people live their entire lives without ever truly living. They work, they eat, they sleep, they repeat, never stretching beyond themselves, never leaving an imprint on the world around them. They exist, but they never impact. But that's not you. You were not created to just pass through this life unnoticed. You were made to stand out, to lift others up, to build something greater than yourself. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew 5 verse 14. That means you weren't meant to blend in. You weren't meant to stay silent. You weren't meant to live a small, forgettable life. You were meant to shine. So, what will your light reveal? The expansion, from personal impact to generational influence. At first, your legacy is personal. It's the way you treat people, the way you make them feel. It's the moments you show kindness when no one is watching. The words of encouragement you speak into someone's life. The times you choose integrity when it would be easier to compromise. But then, your legacy grows. Because every seed you plant in someone else's life has the power to multiply. The encouragement you give today could inspire someone to take a step they never would have taken. The wisdom you share could ripple through generations. The sacrifice you make could open doors for those who come after you. Abraham didn't just live for himself. His faith built nations. Moses didn't just walk out of slavery. He led an entire people into freedom. Their choices didn't just affect their own lives. They shaped history. And so do yours. Every act of courage, every step of faith, every moment of perseverance, it all adds up. You are building something that will outlast you. The elevation, a legacy that defies time. Think about the greatest people in history. The ones whose names are still spoken, whose stories are still told. They weren't just successful. They weren't just talented. They were purpose-driven. They understood that life wasn't just about personal gain, but about creating change, making an impact, leaving something behind that time could never erase. And now, it's your turn. You may not see it yet, but you are shaping the future. You are writing history with every choice you make. You are planting seeds in hearts and minds that will continue to grow long after you are gone. So what are you leaving behind? Excuses or examples? Regret or results? Fear or faith? The world doesn't need another person who simply goes through the motions. The world needs a leader, a creator, a builder, someone who dares to make a difference. And that someone is you. The transformation, living every day with purpose. Leaving a legacy doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you wake up every morning and decide, today, I will make an impact. Today, I will be intentional. Today, I will live with purpose. It means choosing excellence over mediocrity. It means speaking life instead of negativity. It means leading by example, even when no one is watching. And above all, it means realizing that your life is bigger than you. Whatever you do, do it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters. Colossians 3 verse 23. Because when you live with that level of commitment, you don't just leave behind memories. You leave behind movements. You don't just inspire people for a moment. You change them forever. You don't just live. You lead. The final call, your legacy begins now. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. You don't have to be famous to leave a legacy. You don't have to be rich or powerful. You just have to be willing to live with purpose. The way you love, the way you serve, the way you fight for what's right. That's what people will remember. So rise up, step forward, build something that will outlast you. Because when your time here is done and the world speaks your name, let them say, this was someone who made a difference. This was someone who left the world better than they found it. This was someone whose impact will never fade. Let them say, this was someone who left a legacy. So there you have it. 9 things to tell yourself every single day because you deserve to live a life full of greatness, potential, and purpose. And remember, I left a question in the comment section. I want to hear from you because your thoughts, your insights, they're important to this journey we're on together. Stay focused, stay motivated, and keep pushing forward because you are the best. If you've made it this far, drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.